Okay, we're back with another Going Big Time with Mike P. And Steve is here, and he has brought his niece and nephew. So we're all here. And I don't know, do they want to say hi, Steve?
Hello.
Don't speak while we're going, okay? Do not. Okay, so here we are. Okay, I got a little bit of housekeeping right up front. I've started a Substack. I will link it somewhere down there. Steve will figure this out, okay? Maybe it won't be a link, it'll just say Substack and then whatever my address is. What is it? Substack is like a email bloggy thing, right? But if you subscribe, then you will be getting additional content. Hate that word, it sucks, right? But that's the world we live in, that's where we are. What I mean by that, not by hating it, but by content, is what is the supplementary stuff to the lessons that you see here on YouTube. So you're gonna get PDFs, you're gonna get additional insight on some of these exercises that I'm giving out. So check it out, subscribe. If it's for you, great. If it's not and the videos are enough, great. It's win-win either way. So, you know, if you're interested, check it out. But yeah, that's where we're at. But today, what's the topic, Mike? Well, I'm gonna tell you, so here it goes. We're talking about a very important thing for all musicians, everyone out there. Sorry for that, I forgot to take that down, so hopefully you can see me. Steve, dude, you gotta be on that. You gotta remind me of these things.
We're sorry.
I forgive you. Okay, so what we're talking about is practice routine or practice schedule, okay? This is crucial. This, you know, because what do we want? We want to get good quick, right? That is impossible. So what we can do, next best thing, is practice efficiently, because that might cut off some time to get good, right? I recommend getting a Google Sheet going. They're sick. I love Google Sheets. You can do a lot there, but maybe I'll make one, put it in my Substack. You can download it and then doctor it for yourself, right? So, because, you know, one thing that is really crucial about having a practice schedule, besides the efficiency, of course, is it avoids rustiness, right? Because, like, nobody likes being rusty. And the kids, you can say it with me, being rusty sucks, right? Being rusty sucks. Okay, now you heard it here, right? We don't like it. We don't like being rusty, right? Nobody does. So we gotta have a good warm-up routine. We gotta have focused practice on goals of ours that we have, right? I'm gonna give you some examples, but you got to tailor it to yourself, right? So maybe some like overarching categories we're going to start with. We're going to start here with number 1, warm-ups, okay? So this is not just for the hands, this could be for the feet too. So what I like to do, start off with just maybe like a paradiddle thing, right? Or previous lesson, 8 on the hands. It's like a mini lesson that I did on YouTube. Maybe I'll link it. Steve, you figure this out. And 8 on the hands, great exercise. It's simple, gets your hands going, gets you warmed up, right? Then, like, check out like paradiddles, right? Because that's such a good like technique thing. What do I don't just mean right, left, right, left, right, left. No, add accents, right? We want to do accents on all the numbers, all the E's, all the ands, all the uhs, and then maybe groups of 2 accents, right? Do flamadiddles, right? More stuff here. I hope you're like screenshotting this or whatever. But anyway, that's another thing, right? Doubles. Whatever your goals are, that's what you want to have as a regular thing. Every time you sit down at the kit, every time you're at a drum pad, that's what you want, right? You want to have goals with what you're doing, not just like, oh, this is something, I'm moving at least. It's like, no, we want to like be moving, but we want to have intent, right? We want to do it for a reason. So there you have it. So warm-ups, right? Another thing is, yeah, your hands good, but also maybe bass drum, right? Check out another previous lesson where I talk about the heel-toe situation versus the slide, right? There's exercises with that that I go over in that. So adopt that stuff, right? Make that part of number 2, or no, yeah. It's a sub to number 1. Sub to number 1, okay? Not number 2. Number 2, another overarching category that maybe has a subcategory, which is independence. As drummers, that's like a big part of it, right? Even this was hard in the beginning. And then we're like, oh yeah, we can turn on the snares. Right? So yeah, we got that, right? That was tough at first in the beginning. But as things go on, right, it's like, oh, can I do this while doing that and whatever? Like, that's just a common part of our playing, right, of us on this instrument. It's very idiomatic that independence is an important thing. Independence or coordination, right? That's the real word for it. We want to be coordinated. So, you know, you can do maybe that Brian Mantia thing that I've gone over in previous lesson 2, where it's like, hold on. Whatever, you've heard it, we've all heard it. Go through all the right hand stuff on this, right? That's a great one. Bass drum fluency, that's another good one. Just like go through these things a couple times each, right? Just as a warm up, but also to get, yeah, just that little bit every day, right? To get even more comfortable with all that coordination. You could even do like jazz ride. Yeah, I know, well, boring, right? But well, all that kind of stuff, right? And then get crazy with that stuff. Whatever is challenging to you, you want to do, right? You don't want to just always be doing easy stuff, because then you're not pushing yourself. You're not getting better. I need to do more of that, you know? I don't know. This video is for me, okay? This is just putting a mirror up in front of me, and I need to figure out what I want to get better at, right? So yeah, you know, we all have our struggles. We're all trying to figure stuff out. So this lesson's for me. Just pause it, turn it off, go to the next video. The rest, I'm going to be talking to myself. Okay, so we got independence. Coordination, change it back to coordination. And then styles, right? Styles of music. Like I just went through the jazz thing. I did the Brian Mantia thing, which is kind of a Latin-inspired thing anyway. Do a samba, whatever you're into that is a challenge for you that you're trying to get better at. Just like have the goal of working on that. And you know, that's the thing about playing drums, right, is pretty much everything you're gonna play is gonna ripple out into other aspects of your playing. So if you're working on styles, chances are, yeah, you're also working on coordination. So win-win, booyah. And then, you know, I also encourage you to do kind of what I did in the beginning, right? Just do like expression break, right? Just like blow around on the kit, right? Kind of, yeah, like try things out, right? That's your time to make mistakes and biff. I've had just a ton of coffee today. Like I hung out with old man Ted, and he's a caffeine freak, and we did it, and now my brain is cooked. I am wired, right? But either way, you know, you wanna just play around on the kit, right? Throw ideas out there, and try not to be too super caffeinated, because that will betray you, I think. But I digress. Okay. Yeah, just play around on the kit. Use things that are like in the back of your head that maybe you've worked on in other instances, right? And just throw it out there. This is your time to just totally biff, right? Just biff all over the place, but refine it as you go, right? But just try things, because you might discover weaknesses or habits that you do that you're like, I don't really like that. Why do I always do that? And, you know, it makes you aware of how you play without thinking, you know? And it just makes you, yeah, just consider things and kind of zoom in on things that you play. that, yeah, you just might want to take a closer look at. And then you can invent exercises from that. So it's a great way to discover, right? It's a discovery device to learn more about your playing. Also record yourself, put on your phone recorder and play. And then it's like, listen back. Does that totally suck? What's the deal? Figure it out, And then you might find things that will then, boop, go back up here, right? Where it's like, what will help me get better? Or what will fix what I don't like about my playing, right? That's where that goes. And just for extra ideas, it's like, what, you want maybe like odd meter, right? That's another thing. You could like start playing around with like playing only in 5 or only in 7, right? Things like that. So yeah, it's just really important to have goals. So it all depends on what your goal is, right? Because yeah, it's important to be efficient, and even if you don't accomplish your goal, you get closer every day, right? Because it's the journey, it's not the destination. Because realistically, we're never gonna be content, right? And that's kind of good, because we wanna always be getting better and stacking on top of that, right? But most of all, we don't wanna be rusty, right? We wanna be regular with this, because being rusty sucks. Being rusty sucks, okay? We don't want to be rusty. That sucks. So that's the thing, right? We can take that warm up, even if we can't get to the drum set every day, we can do the hand stuff on pads, right? We have drum pads. We can just, if we're in a hotel, right? We're in Boston, came here from Vegas, right? We're partying our brains out, bi-coastal almost. And we only have a drum pad or a pillow in a hotel, that's perfectly fine. Do your paradiddles, do your doubles, do your single stroke roll, whatever. Just get at it, because being rusty sucks, okay? So yeah, this is my bit of advice. Take these things, subscribe to my Substack. I'll probably put up a Google Sheet that you can make your own, and yeah, it'll just help you, and you'll be efficient at your practicing. You'll get closer to your goals, maybe past goals, and have to make new goals. That's what we really want, right? So yeah, that's if you want to go big time.